Alright guys, we're coming back into you for the last semifinal round of the Java 5v5 League of Legends tournament. We're about a minute and a half away from starting this game. Sorry to come back to you so late, we just had, deciding who's going to go eat dinner and who's going to take a break. But come back at July. This is Shane Ellison, shoutcasting from Java Gaming Lounge, located here in Carrollton, Texas. And it looks like blue team is going to be our UTD team, and red team is going to be Adamant Gaming. Blue team is going to have Camille, Lee Sin, Malzahar, Caitlyn, and Karma. And red team over here on the right side with the Vayne, Garen, Ziggs, Jaina, and Ivern. And so what we've seen lately in these past couple of games is Malzahar, Camille have definitely been doing a ton of damage. Karma and Kate, always a good poke in the bot lane. And we have the Garen actually did relatively well on his own, even though his team was losing in about the first game. It's separate teams, but just kind of going off of the statistics we have for this tournament. And then Ivern had some pretty nasty ganks in the first semifinal game that we had as well. So with these, we had Urgot, Tark, Darius Bands, Poppy, LeBlanc, and Rengar. I think since Adamant Gaming had seen some of UTD's games before, they knew the Poppy and the Rengar were some pretty good picks to ban against them. LeBlanc has just kind of been like a usual ban that's been going for the majority of the tournament. But the Urgot, Tark, and then Darius, I think, are the first ones I've seen for those for like any team in this tournament so far. But it looks like we're coming in here to the game. Should be starting pretty soon. Hopefully the power doesn't go out because it's still raining. Still have tornado sirens. But we're sitting here safe on the inside of Java Gaming Lounge, bringing you live action coverage. Well, delayed 3-minute live action coverage, I should say. But looks like we're starting off here. Let's get the start of the game set up. And I am solo casting by myself. So if anybody here is watching a good Java Gaming Lounge and you want to come cast with me up here on the second floor, come say hi. I'm only a computer with a microphone in front of me, but, always welcoming company. So, at the start of this game, looks like we haven't really seen any aggressive starts. This one might be a change because we have, majority of the people coming in here to the start. Ivern also, trying to take in that river bush to make sure that he's the first one there, and red team's going to have a little bit more control. Garen is in the top lane, but, we have Ziggs and Ivern just kind of migrating to the mid lane just to make sure, they didn't get caught or anything. But looks like everyone's gonna, take it nice, slow, and easy, just to make sure nothing bad happens. But we will have to see how this game plays out. All right, and so what we saw from the Ivern before as well, he places down those wards at the enemy's buffs just to make sure that they haven't taken them yet, and then if he does, he usually goes in and steals them. And I think UTD will have to see how they react to it and what their plan of attack is to kind of compensate for it. Camille, keep an eye on the river, making sure Ivern isn't going to come in there for the first buff of the game, but he is going to go for his own red. Bot lane on blue team is going to go help Lee Sin leash theirs, but basically, just looking off of the team comps, I would have... So kind of looking into this game, just based off of the team comps, I would have to say, each team has a pretty alright level 1, but I think blue team would probably win in terms of damage they could do at early game. And we'll have to see, because, Kate and Karma have that ridiculous poke. Vayne, short range, but we do have Jaina to give her the shields with the AD damage boost. And she'll shield the turret, so a lot of her efforts will be going towards getting the really aggressive poke, just like that, popping down on the bot lane. But we also have to watch out for Ivory, coming in and getting Freelancer in the mid lane. And even though we have Vayne and Jaina both extremely low, and Caitlyn and Karma, Caitlin's only half health, Karma's full health. You know, not just going on, and Garen's also extremely low. He's going to try to make it back to his turret, but he takes extreme damage coming in from Camille. But Ivern double buff coming in, does pop up the bushes, and tries to gank or what he can, and Garen's going to come back in, try to get damage off as well, and that's going to be first blood for Garen. Camille goes down, Vayne also falling extremely low, and Lee Sin coming in. He does miss the Q. He could have made it. We're going to see exactly how much damage he can get, but is it going to be worth it? He does have the double buff, but is he going to make it out? You know, we have Ziggs in the mid lane. He might try to migrate down to the bot lane, but Vayne and Janna are both going to start and connect. But Vayne with the red buff, he does pot, and it does let her survive. Lee Sin also lives. Kate coming in, does the auto, and gets the double kill off of their bot lane. The bot lane was just being too aggressive. They didn't think that Vayne and Karma were going to come up and support that Lee Sin. If Lee Sin was by himself, it would have been a lot of danger, but, you know, Kate had very good follow-up and very good map awareness. But Ivern's coming down the bot lane, you know, you have two of them extremely low. Lee Sin backing in the bush, does get snared, a lot of damage coming down. Is it going to be enough, though? Caitlyn pops to heal. Ivern goes down. That is another kill for blue team. That is at 3-1. So these are some really good reactions coming here from blue team, because, you know, red, they're trying to take the initiative, but I feel like they don't have the map awareness to counter, like, you know, prevent UTD from taking those countermeasures. Because what we've seen, all of those kills were all reactionary, because UTD would react to red team trying to get aggressive for a kill. And it's kind of that level of play. But then, you know, Garen pops the flash, Camille pops the flash, and she does get the kill extremely low from taking 2 turret shots, but it's all worth it in the end. So very, very good early game coming out here. 4-1 lead for blue team, and about 1.6k in gold as well. And when just looking at the items, you know, Lee Sin already has, you know, 2 long swords. Camille 2 Doran's blades. She's kind of going for like that aggressive start. Caitlyn already has her BF sword, as opposed to Vayne just having Doran's blade and boots. You know, and just looking at the CS, we have Lee Sin almost double Ivern CS. Not saying much because, you know, it's 18-10, but Caitlyn also, you know, having over double CS, 27-12. And what we saw a lot of last game was Ziggs was in the mid lane as well, but it was a lot of Ziggs versus Lulu, and Lulu couldn't quite get the counter poke on Ziggs, so Ziggs was always ahead. But here we come, you know, jungler's coming in to gank. Ziggs does make it out alive, does have a burst flash, but Karma also coming in and trying to see what she can do, but it's not going to be much because Ivern's going to be able to knock her off. And to see what we have here, you know, Garen, he's going to try, get the vision in the river. You know, Ziggs, Monster just sticking out in the lane. Like, Lee Sin's going to try and see what he can get. He does get the drop on the Garen, and Camille's going to be coming in trying to help him out. But Garen's already, he's closer to his turret. Lee Sin tries to go back in and does take a lot of damage from Garen's spin to win. And Kate's just going to poke that tower down, already below half health. Vayne and Janna just trying to do what they can, but Vayne is already, you know, at 200 health, and even lower, and that's the Qs coming down from the bot lane. Another kill for Caitlyn. 3-0-1 with a BF sword already. 46 CS. Vayne has 18. It's not looking good for that bot lane. Malzahar flashes over the wall, gets the suppress onto Ivern, and it's another kill for Malzahar as well. 6-1. Not looking good for red team at all. And that'll be the first turn of the game coming down from the blue team, sitting here with a 4k gold lead. Alright, and looking like it's coming back to the action here. Looks like Garen is going to come up in the next 5 seconds, but it looks like, you know, Camille, she's not really looking to push that lane. She's just looking to get that CS and beef herself up before she has to, you know, deal with the wrath of Garen. Because even though Garen, like, his team was behind in one of the previous games, he was still doing a ton of damage. He would still ult people, you know, delete them off the map. And, like, Ivern over here taking a lot of poke from Caitlyn and Karma, but, you know, it's still not much, because he gets the blue buff, and there's nothing much they can do about it, because, you know, Jane's still trying to loop around along with Vayne, but we just got to see how all these teams can play it out on like reactionary measures. So Ziggs and Ivern both have the blue buffs. Malzahar coming in, trying to get that poke down on Ziggs. but it's not enough to, you know, make them worry at all. Because we have a very calm, you know, relaxed top lane. We have, you know, a pretty aggressive back and forth mid lane. Bot lane, I would have to say it's more so in the favor of blue team. Jungle, you know, Ivern over here. He's trying to get that red buff. It doesn't quite make it. Lee Sin deletes Ivern off the map. There's not much he can do. You know, Lee Sin's going to try and stay here and get the buff on the red side, but it looks like Vayne's going to try to react to it. But what all can she do? She's going to try to 1v1 Karma, and it looks like Jan's going to come in and get the shield, a bonus AD, but Lee Sin's going to try to go in. Just get a ton of damage off, but Lee Sin extremely low. Is it going to be able to kill him? It is. Ziggs comes in with the kill on Lee Sin. Also, Hard is going to try and come in and try to save Karma. But, you know, red team's like, that's enough for us. We're going to back off. We're going to stay in this mid lane, get that farm. Ziggs has a double buff already. Karma's a little bit low, but not too much people that can handle it. Caitlyn is coming up from the bot lane, so she does have the vision. She can there. She does do the ult, but doesn't quite make the block. Malzar's going to come in, but doesn't, you know, not really able to do anything with the displacement. 4 members from blue team sitting here in the mid lane. Looks like they're going to be trying to defend the turret. They can get the push, but at this moment, you know, 8-2. Still a 4.5k lead. Karma's a little bit low, but, you know, she's in the middle of backing. Garen's at the top lane, being able to push that turret just a little bit, but Camille's on her way. And we still have about 2 people just sitting in the mid lane. Mid lane is a hot spot for the action right now. Coming in here, we have a ton of vision coming down from both teams down here in the bottom lane. It looks like you're seeing a lot more of equal play style coming in terms of, you know, certain aspects of, you know, Vayne thought she could do something, not quite. Bale comes in, shuts her down easy. Karma, you know, scaring away Ivern and Janet as well. Kevin coming back to try and get the poke down. Camille coming in as well as Malzahar. So no matter where they go, it looks like they're going to get sandwiched. It looks like Jaina immediately falls. Ivern makes it out. Camille's going to try to leap over the wall, get the Ziggs, get the double buff. Looks juicy. He's not going to be able to escape, and his Ivern will be able to save him. So much damage coming down. Ult doesn't quite make them go away, but, you know, that's a double buff going on to Malzahar. Good on him. There's a really nice ult by Camille, trapping that Ziggs in there. Ziggs is down for another 15 seconds. It might be just enough time to get this bottom turret. Alright, and there it is, boys. 3rd turret of the game coming to that red side inner bot turret. It looks like they're pinging Dragon, getting ready to go for that first major objective of the game. Everyone is up, so the red team, if they do have the vision, they can contest. But it looks like, are they going to be able to make it in time? 4 of them are around the base. Garen's at the top lane. Garen might be able to get that tower by himself. That tower is low enough, but, you know, is he going to be able to? And Dragon basically going uncontested at this point because red team can't do anything about it. And Garen, you know, yeah, he's just going to try and get what farm he can, but there's not much damage he can do against the tower. Looks like Vayne and Jenna not quite in the best situation. You know, Kate 77 CS, Vayne 3 CS. She's still falling extremely behind. She does, you know, she does have some minor items, but Kate over here, she has the Zeal, the pickaxe, the BF sword, and she is a lot, just in general, in a lot better area than Vayne is, along with her support. Because, like, you know, with all that vision down there, like, the vision is good, but there's not much you can do with the vision if you don't, you know, act upon it. So it looks like, you know, Malzahar coming in here trying to get the ult down on Ziggs. Half health does get ulted by Caitlyn extremely low. Is Karma able to get his poke and finalize the kill? No, but Lee Sin gets the Q, finishes him off. Ivern is also extremely low by Malzahar. Doesn't have the shield, saves his life. Malzahar is just trying to clear this wave real quick. And then Lee Sin's going to try and possibly, if he can, war jump over, try to get the Ivern, but he is long gone. Camille on the top lane just defending, you know, against Garen's advances. But those witches do help. And just kind of like being able to add that variety of gameplay. And 4 people in mid lane, it's just be one turn after another. As long as blue team has that presence to, you know, ward red team off from protecting those turrets, it's easy money for them. It's easy game. So that bot lane is starting to push back out again. It looks like Malzahar might go try down to farm it out. Camille is going to try and push that tower. Garen, but Garen, spin to win, just gets the farm. Not much they can do, but we do have a majority of the players roaming toward the top lane. Ivern thinks that he can go and get in, like, sneak in behind, but he gets deleted after that. Lee Sin did get snared, but not much that he can do. Garen comes in for the spin to win. Not much he can do either. Gets kicked back by Lee Sin. Caitlyn comes in with the poke, but not much gonna happen there either. And here we go. We have the shields in this movement speed bonus coming in from Karma. They're gonna poke down that tower. It is a lot of health left, so I don't think we'll be able to get it anytime soon. But just as long as they can get that poke down, hopefully capitalize on some kills wherever they can. But they're still having that solid 11 kill lead with almost 9k gold lead as well. And that Garen, he thought he could do it, but it was a very poor decision by him. Camille comes in, snatches the kill away. And Camille, again, like this is what we've seen in previous games before. Camille is a monster. All she has to do is ult them and keep them in her confines and just wall jump, dash back and forth, and she just deletes them off the map. Like if you're going against a fed Camille, then right now she's 4-1. She's extremely ahead. She has the Fade, she has the Sheen, 2 Doran's Blades. She hasn't upgraded her boots, and she's still already hunting down people by herself. She's an extremely strong fighter, and if you get caught out by her, you have to have that vision. Blue team already has a ton more vision. They've controlled almost all of the intersections of the map. Red team, not much they can do, and anytime they try to go back out, they do get punished for it, like just now. Karma coming from getting poked down, does more damage than the Ivern does to her, and that's deleted. Kate doesn't even get the ult off just because there's so much damage going down. And this is what we have going on. Lee Sin, he's just kind of going in. Blue team has such a high advantage, and they're able to shut down the jungle. Anytime he gets in there, Lee Sin, is taking enemies' camps. They have the wards down. Red team does have some wards in the top lane and some in the bottom in the jungle. But now just going to go for Rip Herald and trying to get that before, Baron's going to spawn in the next 5 minutes. So as long as they make good use of this, we'll have to see. If Red team plays poorly, there is the possibility this game could be less than 20 minutes. If Blue team gets so far ahead and they just decide to end it. We have a lot of here, the team, they're trying to get the camps that they can. The waves are about, pushed halfway across the map. There's just not much that they can do. Red team could try to farm that mid lane a little bit, but Blue team is just lurking in those jungles. There's no place that Red team can go that the Blue team won't see, and they'll be able to counteract for it. Because anytime we've seen Ivern walk into the jungle, deleted. Anytime someone gets caught, just kind of wandering around trying to go to another lane, deleted. And it's just because Blue team is so good at just roaming as a group. And there we go again. Lisa coming with the Qs, and already comes down to about half health, and Ivern's gonna back him up, but there's not much that he can do. Vayne and Jin are trying to go into the same direction. I don't know where they're going. Malzahar tries to put that Q over the wall, but doesn't quite make it. Looks like Red team's going to try and play it relatively safe. Garen's still about half health. He's still getting poked down. He's the only one that's taking a lot of damage from the team. Lee Sin is about 3/4, but it looks like Blue team is pretty confident in their abilities to try and fight off this top turret. Lee Sin is quite a little low. Malzahar is going to try to go, and he does suppress that Garen. He is extremely low, and that is going to be the kill for Lee Sin coming up with Q. And it looks like Kate's going to try to get the ult down and just kind of peel him down, but Jaina about a little bit less than half health. Zig's about half, and they're just going to try to pick up the scraps that they can. And it's not a bad strategy at all. You have a UTD Blue team here, just kind of poking them down when they can. It makes them go back, and then they just get the towers. They'll get the camps, they'll get the kills, whatever shows themselves presents it. And Camille just power down. Just look at this. She ults Vayne, doesn't even need any help. Because she's over here, her teammates are taking down mid-turn, the open inhibitor, and then no one can even go and contest Camille. She's still just sitting there fighting under the tower. Looks like Ivern again. He has his pet out. He's going to try to capitalize on low Camille, low Lee Sin. But Garen, he's still extremely low. But it looks like Lee Sin is going to fall. Garen does get the ult off just because, Lee Sin tried to flash out. He didn't quite make it. But that is a good kill for him. That Red needs to have everything that they can get, and Malzahar is also going down, but he doesn't get low enough. Camille coming in high, gets the kill on Ivern again. It looks like she's going to try to capitalize on what else she can, but that is a 4v1. Camille trying to go in there, but doesn't quite make it out. Malzahar does express down. Does get, interrupted, but It doesn't even matter because that's a double kill coming down for Caitlyn. Jaina and Vayne are both gone. Caitlyn's gonna try to get the kill on Ziggs. Does get it, you know, takes a couple of turret shots, but it doesn't even matter at this point. We do have Malzahar extremely low. Caitlyn's a little low. Karma, you know, a little bit out of mana. And Lee Sin had just spawned. He's coming back, and they are gonna get that mid and bottom inhibitor. That's a huge win for blue team. 24-4 lead for 14k gold. Almost 13.6k gold lead. And when you have, because this is actually what we were talking about with previous games, is that if you have that bot, even just that bot inhibitor open, it's such a good bonus for them because, you know, if Baron comes up in the next almost 2 minutes, Dragon's already up. So if they push out that bot lane and they're trying to contest Baron, then as long as they have the super minions in that base, along with even mid is such a more of an advantage for them, then they can just either they can get Dragon, they can get Baron, and they can do their leisure. Because, you know, if they don't stop those minions, then there's nothing that they can do from the minions that's taking the base. So we have Camille down here in the bot lane, like Karma and Caitlyn just kind of poking over the wall. And it's an easy kill for Dragon. You know, it's very uncontested. There's nothing that Red can do at this point. And then we have Baron coming up in the next minute and 20 seconds. And are they even going to need him? Like, they have 2 inhibitors down. The top lane it only has its inner turret left. You know, you already see him pinging for it. And so if they go up there and take that down, and they're already taking all the camps, just leaving nothing for Red to pick up. All they can do is farm the minions that enter their base because they just have the turtle, and that's all that they can do. Like they're just trying to go on the move. They do see some people outside in their jungle. Camille is on the bottom with Lee Sin. They might try to make a loop around. Red team trying to clear those wards, and Caitlyn's by herself on the top of the Malzahar coming in. But Karma is forced to push away. It looks like, you know, ADC does get caught out, but Malzahar does put his skills down. There's a ton of damage coming down, and Malzahar deleted as well as Vayne. Jaina extremely low, tries to make it out, doesn't quite. Karma Q gets her. Lee Sin going in under the turret, not enough damage to get Garen because he's so tanky. But we'll see what we can do because Karma's coming in also. He's going to take the turret shots. Lee Sin does miss the Q, but Karma's going to take a ton of damage as well. But Camille doesn't even care. Camille's taking the base. She's already got one Nexus turret. Ivor's going to try and stop what he can, but he just gets the lead as well. And then Camille's just going to go and just melt everybody who's in her path. Doesn't even matter at this point. Lee Sin comes in to help her. You know, Karma's also coming around the long way. Malzahar and Kate were both down. Kate's back up. There's nothing the red team can do. They're already feeling down Camille, and you know that's a big shutdown for them because that's a good amount of gold coming from them. It looks like Garrett's going to try to slow down Karma and Lee Sin, but they just say, you know what, forget it. We can't really push our luck so much. So they did get the kill on Camille. They were able to stop the blue team from getting the Nexus. So they're just going to try to kill off the minions and try to pull themselves together, see what they can do. And you see, even though those 2 inhibitors are still down, those super minions are such an opposing force. They're trying so hard to take them down. You know, all 5 of them are stuck in the base. There's nothing they can do. It looks like Malzahar and Caitlyn are both just sticking around Baron, trying, warding it up, making sure they're not there. Red team does notice that they're hanging around the pit, but all of them are coming in. Camille's the only one that isn't there. And the blue team's going to be able to get out of this live. They do suppress Garen, their tankiest member, and he does fall. Garen stands no match because he couldn't even do anything. And with this, the red team knows that 4v5, they're not going to be able to win it. And, there wasn't even any damage done to the blue team. And Caitlyn just auto-zigs to death, and Lee Sin comes in when it connects the Qs. And I think that is going to be game for blue team. There's nothing that red can do. They have 3 members down, about 15 seconds until one of them comes up, and the inhibitor, the Nexus is already super low, and that's it. That finishes it. So we have UTD's team coming in for the finals against UNT. That was the last semifinal match of the night. We do have one more game coming in for you guys after this, once both teams get ready, and we'll be able to come into hopefully I'll have another caster with me on top of that. But if you guys stick around, talk in the chat, let me know what you think of the games, and we'll hope to see you guys in just a few minutes.